Hello again, Broadlander here. Today's video is a continuation of my Tilley lamp collection, and today it's the model PL53. And I have three versions to show you, and I will start with the youngest and work to the oldest. So starting here is a model that was produced in the latter part of the war years, 1943 to 1945-ish. The reason I say that is with this one we have got a steel font and a steel arms and handle. The brass supply was obviously in very short supply during World War II, and the vast majority was requisitioned for munitions work, for shell cases, etc. So to keep up with supply, to maintain supply, to keep up with demand, Tilley Lamp produced them with the steel font. And with these you tend to find if people have stored paraffin inside them for long periods of time, then obviously water has been attracted and the bottoms rust out. This one is in quite fine fettle considering, although the paintwork is very badly blistered through, I suppose, time, exposure to elements, heat, sunlight, the lot, and eventually I'd like to repaint it. The colour is a very sort of pale blue grey, and the original colour would be, as you can see here, a very light colour. Again, you might be able to see the outline of a square darker there. That's where there would have been a sticker or decal reminding people that it had a steel tank and that it was to be rinsed out thoroughly to prevent rust eating away from the inside. So that one dates from around about 1944, 1945-ish. Going back a little bit is this version, the one that's a light. Again, very, very similar, other than the font and the bail is completely brass. And this one would have been made from around about 1941 to about 1943, 1944. The principle is pretty much the same as, other than brass was slightly more readily available at that point. Had him for quite a few years now, and good stalwart lantern. Both of these have replacement globes on them, which brings me on to this model here. And this model is a 1940 only model, presuming it has the correct control cock, because it has the same control cock, although be it on an extended spigot, to these two. And that control cock was introduced in 1940, which was the last year that the ones with the straight bales that screwed into the tank rather than had studs that were screwed onto were produced. Very recent acquisition, sent to me by a very nice lady called Sue, and I will probably put the restoration of this on a separate video, because it does need a little bit of work, but it is my oldest Tilley to date. So very, very pleased with it, and I'm pleased to say it has the original genuine globe. And whether that shows on the video or not, I really couldn't say, but it is a slightly different shape. It is slightly more rounded and not so deep round this area here. So that may well be a project that gets videoed for another day. I have got a couple of parts on their way to me. It requires a new vaporizer and a new burner. Other than that, everything with cursory glances seems to be in very good condition. And there we go, a 1940s Tilley. The PL53 was originally first produced in the early 1920s, and models are still seen. Unfortunately at the moment I don't have the pennies, or well, just basically I don't have the pennies, so hey, please feel free to donate your lamps to me. No, in all seriousness, at this moment in time I don't have enough pennies to go for an older model, but that's the joy of collecting. One will come up one day, no doubt, and then I'll have the pleasure and the privilege of showing it to you. So once again, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for all your comments. I love receiving them. I love answering them where I can. And if for any way I've engaged anyone else's enthusiasm or interest in pressure lamps or lanterns, I'm really pleased about that. And if you've got any queries, please do ask me. I will do my best to answer them. So again, please feel free to like, subscribe, and please do keep those comments and subscriptions coming in. It's greatly appreciated, and it makes doing these videos well worthwhile. Thank you now. See you in the next video. Bye.